I'm at a payphone. The sun goes down, the stars come out. Where the times go, my universe will never be the same.
Hey guys, so today I have a Grand Livina in front of me. Now, first of all, you can see that our Malaysian style is pretty unique because for minivans like these, we actually add pretty big spoilers at the back. We add a lot of skirtings, and we also add front and rear lips for these kind of MPVs. Now, of course, the main purpose of these cars, right, is to chauffeur a family of maybe 6 or 7 to places like during a vacation or during a normal day-to-day drive. You can fit 2 people in front, 3 at the back, and of course at the back you can fit 2 kids because the seats at the back are pretty small. So yeah, I don't see a point of putting anyone at the back. So actually this car, if you look at it, right, it is basically a wagon because it is not like those MPVs where you put 7 people full time. This car is more like a 5+2 seater MPV. That's why you have very small seats, very low roofline. A low roofline means a more driver-focused character because, like the new MPV, right, even the roof is pretty low as well to enhance the handling compared to the old MPV. Now, to unlock a car, of course, you can press the button here, or if you have the Nissan key, right, that looks like the key on the Nissan GTR. You basically press the unlock button to unlock the doors of the car. Okay, so. Yeah, upon coming inside the vehicle, right, you notice a very beautiful two-tone color, what this means is that with a beige color for the bottom section, you make the interior feel more spacious. Okay, so I noticed something weird. There's no light for here. You have a light for here in the middle. Okay, so you actually have a knob here, right? So you need to have the key fob in the car, then you turn this thing to start the engine. Okay. And yeah, delighted to know that there's no front light for the Livina. Kind of weird. Okay, now upon opening your doors, right, you don't get any lighting on the door to like tell people that you open the doors. And yeah, how's the meter looks like? Looks like this. So when you flick the light knob, right, the meters don't light up. Single zone climate control. Okay, so everything is analog. Okay, this is your fan speed, this is your temperature, and this is your blowing position, right? So you can blow it to your face, blow it to your legs and your face, and this one blows to your legs only. And yeah, recirculation is here. Empty switch over here, and this button is basically for, can't see anything. And coming to the most some people when they buy an MPV, right? Because when you buy an MPV, you want to drive long distances, but unfortunately, you're not given a footrest. So this means that sometimes when you're driving, right, it may feel a little bit tiring because like you don't know how to rest your feet at a comfortable angle. So yeah, kind of flat, and I don't know. Even my Iris has a footrest as well, right? Comes with a 4-speed automatic, and all these fonts, right, you can find the same fonts in my Zafiro Nissan, right? Traditional handbrake, and you get fabric seats, and for the door inserts, right, these are fabrics as well. Now these parts, they are all plastic, and I mean the plastic is not as bad as the Tupperware, but the thing is that the surface is rather rough, okay, because I don't know, but if you take out the taxations, alright, this car is probably the same price as the Ertiga and Alza, so yeah, you can't complain much. Even this part, the finishing is a bit sharp over here, and at this part it is still fine, not too sharp, a little bit unrefined, but it's alright for this kind of car. Now this is how the aircon vent works over here, right? You get digitally controlled side mirrors. Okay, right here is where you find the fuse box, because in Nissan cars, right, including my Zafiro, this is not for you to put your smart tag or what, just for you to access your fuse switches, right? Yep, signal on the right, wipers on the left, right? Yep, the size is actually alright for a car of this price. Right, you get a pretty small pocket hole here, but it is enough to put your parking tickets and stuff. Right, by the way, this part is a bit thick, the A-pillar. So this head unit looks like this. You can't on it when you don't have the engine switched on, okay? Maybe I can try. Yep, so when you push it down, it will say that your key is absent, okay? That means you can't even try to turn it, right? You get to adjust the brightness. Here you get to adjust, you get to change to different pages of the meter, such as going through your trip, gas mileage. For interior, as I mentioned before, you get beige and black combination, but for the middle you get some wooden inserts, right, to make the car feel a bit more premium. Some matte silver paint over here, okay? The matte silver continues at this section as well. Beige over here. You get two cup holders, right? You can put some coins over here as well. And this how it looks like when you close it. Pretty premium, I would say. Some chrome linings over here, okay? And yeah, some matte silver paints over here as well. And yep, you can see that the gear knob is actually quite premium looking as well, because you get a matte silver paint, wooden finishing, and some beige painting here as well. Right, overdrive button is here. For the sun visor, you get one mirror, which is quite handy, I would say. And you get the airbag warning over here. For the driver's side sun visor, you don't get any mirrors for you. This is the lock and unlock button for this door. Okay, so for this car, when you do this, it only unlocks the driver's side. You want to lock all the doors, you press this button. Okay, press it one more time to unlock all the doors. Okay, so you basically have the window lock button over here. Switch quality is actually very good. The buttons here, they feel a bit tight, but it's alright, I would say. Now, even the signal stop feels kind of Alza, but that's not a bad thing, because Alza's quality is quite Toyota-ish. Now, surprisingly, for a car like this, right, actually the seats are pretty okay, for the front at least, because you get some very nice bolsterings at the sides. You get some very nice support for your thighs as well. And yeah, the seat is actually soft enough, unlike some seats where you have very hard surface, and it makes for a very uncomfortable ride. Going to the back. Now honestly, the door doesn't open 90 degrees because it is not a Malaysia vehicle, so yeah, it's not 90 degrees like some vehicles. But anyway, yeah, coming to the back. Oh, you have a cup holder over here that slides back like this. Okay, right, so you get two aircon vents over here, and I'm sure that you don't get any aircon vents at the back, right? But I mean, like, this aircon vent may seem a little bit useful, but overall I would say that putting aircon vents on the roof line is actually more useful, because when you put an aircon vent here, right, you're blowing more to your knees, right? So even in my Mercedes-Benz, the aircon vent is bullshit, because it actually blows to your knees, right? I already pushed it up to the utmost position. I cannot switch on the car now because I don't have the key, right? So I don't know how it blows, but anyway, so this is my favorite sitting position, okay? I would say that for my reviews, right, for anyone's reviews. Now, this is my favorite sitting position, but it may not be your favorite sitting position, because some people like their seats to be taller, some people like their seats to be lower, you know, some people like to sit very forward, some people like to sit very backwards, right? So for my review, this is my sitting position. I forgot to add something, right? The front seat of the Livina has no height adjustment, which I don't think this is a very good idea, because you need height adjustments to make things more ergonomic. Anyway, now if you sit like this, you have this much of leg room, or okay. For headroom, if I put my head all the way back, you get about this much for headroom, which is actually surprisingly good, because I mean the roofline is actually pretty low, but overall you don't feel like the roof is going to press on your head, which is alright. Okay, door handle is solid as well, right? You get some wooden finishing here. They're not real wood, obviously, they are just plastics. Okay, fabric inserts continue here, plastics all over. Okay, and you get a pretty small pocket here where you can put your phone during a long journey if you don't want your phone to be in your pocket all the time. Radiation factors. Okay, so like I mentioned before, this is where the light is being positioned. Okay, it's more to the frontal section of the cabin. So at the back, you get one lighting over there. So what this means is that in the middle, okay, things may be a little bit dark. Okay, never mind. Let's switch both lights on to see how it performs. Okay. Right, so imagine you're at night and you need to look at your paper map. Alright, let's go back to 10 years ago when phones are not so advanced yet. Okay, so this one light in front, this is one light at the back, because this car was developed in 2007 or 2008. Okay, so in the middle, things are actually still kind of bright. Alright, but thing is that I would prefer, okay, I would prefer one light to be over there, one light to be in the middle over here, and of course retain that lighting at the back. Alright, that's what I can understand for now. Okay, and as you can see, seat pockets at the back. Okay, for the middle row, you don't get any 3-point seat belts for the middle passenger, which is not very safe for today's standards. Now, for safety, right, this car comes with 2 airbags, ABS, no ESC. Okay, no traction control as well, except for this part where it is a front wheel drive vehicle, but you actually get a tunnel, which I find it a bit weird, because if you have a tunnel here, right, so basically my legs will be here, and imagine like just now my leg was actually somewhere around here when I was sitting at this part. So actually there will be a bit of knocking if you put 3 plus size adults at the back. Right, I'm about 170, and yeah, this is the result lah. So basically, because I'm a bit tall, so sometimes, you know, I can't put my legs like this, otherwise it would actually put on weight. Okay, it would actually put on more weight balance on my buttocks. I think this aircon vent only impresses the middle passenger because it blows to my face, alright, and it doesn't blow to my thighs. You don't get a center compartment, okay, which I don't think that it is pretty good, because this is a family car. You need more practicality, which it doesn't provide. Okay, and even at that part where it doesn't have a smart tag holder, I don't know, kind of weird. Never mind. Okay, so yeah, you basically have a small space there to put your keys maybe, and at this part, below the handbrake, you can actually put your mobile phone. Right, plastics here, quality is solid, surprisingly. Okay, you don't get any hooks for the handle over here. Okay, no hooks for the front handle as well, and you don't get a handle for the driver's side. At the back, one handle for the rear passenger, third row passenger, and one more for the other third row passenger. Okay, all seat belts here, their position is fixed. So yeah, kind of shows all these budget routes of the vehicle, but nonetheless, you're paying about 80,000 for this vehicle. So I don't see why you want so many luxury designs in this car. Petrol covers over here at the right side. So for the rims, you get 15-inch wheels, and you get drum brakes at the back and disc brakes in front. Not ventilated, but just those normal disc brakes. Right, 4-nut design, and the rim actually looks okay, to be honest. For a family car, it's about alright. So as you can see, you actually get some LED touches for the brake light, which is cool, and you get bulbs for the indicators and the reverse light. You get a keyless entry button here, and you get a handle here, which is pretty generous, I would say. Okay, so this is the Impal version, if you guys are curious about it. Right, so basically we have the third row seat folded down. Okay, and by the way, put that aside, there's actually a cover here, which I don't know what's the use of it. You get a pocket here to put your bottles and stuff. You get a hook to put your put a netting over here. Right, let me put it back on this side. Boot space. So when you fold down the third row seat, right, the boot space is actually quite impressive, because imagine how many luggage bags you can put inside, you know. And for the glass area, right, you can see that it is not particularly big. So sometimes for some people they may think that, hey, the glass area is so small that it makes me feel very tight on the inside. But still, nonetheless, if they make the glass a bit bigger, of course it adds to the production cost, right? So they won't do a pretty big glass area for you. Of course, you don't get any power tailgate, but you get a handle here to close the boot. Okay, so to fix this back, okay, so first of all, you basically want to take out this little piece over here, and then what you do is that you try to actually press in all these plastic pieces like this, okay, alright, and after that you slot this thing back in, right? That's how you solve the thing. And for the operation, in order to put this net hook over here, right, you basically have to do it with you have to be careful lah, because if you do it a bit dangerously, then maybe you may spoil the thing over here. Okay guys, so if you don't want your things to fall off, then this is how you put up the net. So yeah, basically acts as a protection layer to prevent your things from sliding out when you're parking at maybe a slope or something. Actually, to be honest, if you ask me, do I like this car or not, I would say that no, I'm not a fan because of its very tight third row space. Because so styling wise, I give it maybe 7 out of 10. Why? Because this car still looks modern. Okay, it doesn't look quite weird. It doesn't look as weird as maybe the it doesn't look as weird as the Toyota Avanza that came before this year's model, because the Avanza that came last time, right? My god, the grille looks very weird. Okay, and in terms of interior space, okay, I would give this a very low score. I'll give the interior space maybe a 5 out of 10 because of its very tiny third row space. And honestly, I think that no matter which country you sell this car in, you should never put a third row seat inside because it is actually too tight for anyone of any age, right? And yeah, in terms of material quality, I would say that I give it a 6 or 7 out of 10, because if you want to talk about it at 6 marks, I would say that because the plastics are actually kind of rough, okay? And one glance at it, you know that those plastics are not the most beautiful ones, because you can see all those scaly looking plastic finishings over there. But overall, in terms of interior styling, right, you can see that they actually put in the effort to put some matte silver painting around the aircon vents, and even for the meteor section you can see some chrome linings there as well. And the color selection is actually quite interesting, I would say, because Nissans from this generation, right, they put in all the effort to add some beige coloring and some wooden trims inside as well. So yeah, I think that the overall interior finishing is actually pretty good. And in terms of safety, I'll give it maybe a 6 out of 10, because the lack of ESC, the lack of traction control, the lack of 4 more airbags for the rear passengers is actually quite a concern. Okay, so in terms of interior entertainment system, right, now it comes with a pretty basic sound system here. Okay, I doubt that this system has Bluetooth, because you see all these buttons here: FM, AM, CD, auxiliary. Okay, thank God it has auxiliary. Oh yeah, it doesn't have USB ports. Shit. Yep. So you see the absence of USB and Bluetooth is quite a concern, because you have cars like the Alza SE having Bluetooth and USB. And this radio, the button quality is decent enough. Okay, the button travel is actually kind of shallow, I would say. Yeah, even my W211 buttons are quite shallow to press, and the knobs solid enough. Yep, good enough. The icon vents, this is how you control it. You push the whole box up and down. For sides, you move it like this. Quite solid, I would say, the slider. In terms of the aircon vent, I hope it doesn't break down like the one in the older Vios. Okay, it is plastic, but it is not those kind of plastics that hurt your hands, which is kind of good, I would say. Okay, and of course the dashboard is actually smoother than the ones on the door panel. Okay, So yeah, overall I would say that this car, if you want to buy one second hand, right, you can go to your second hand dealers to check it out, because I think that if you want a car with good boot space and good 5-passenger seating, I would say that you can actually consider this car. It is actually, I would say, not bad lah. Honestly, it is, well, it is enough to cater for your needs. Yep, comes a beep when you on your lights. You see that when you on your fog lamp, it doesn't make any noise. Once you on your lights, it makes a lot of noise. Now, basically you can see that you get halogen bulbs for the headlamps, okay? And in terms of the bumper, you get a fog lamp over here, which is kind of a good effort from Nissan to add a fog lamp for our region. Okay, you don't know when you come to a foggy place and you need those fog lamps to help you a bit. Right, cheers guys, subscribe, share, and like this video. Bye.